Hello and welcome to Cardboard and Plastic. Today's video got some mail cards, slabbed up some cards, and I want to talk about 2025, how I'm going to collect next year. All right, so this is my last video of 2024. I'm going on a little family trip, so I'm not even going to be on eBay trying to search for cards. Well, I'll probably sneak that in a little bit. So in the background, I picked up some 1952 Red Man Tobacco cards. So got those 5 cards for 40 bucks, shipped to my house, $8 a piece. You can't beat it with the tabs, all in amazing condition. Filling up those card saver 4s and stacking those up in a cardboard box of all those Red Man Tobacco cards. And here's a card that's a little bit different. I bought a 2014-15 Joel Embiid Global Icons. This is a insert set, and this is actually a case hit, and there are not many of those cards. By the way, it says rookie card. I know it's not a rookie card, it's an insert set. However, from his rookie year, there's not many cards that are rarer than that one, unless it's like numbered out of 10. That insert set is a case hit, not numbered, but there's very few of those cards. On PSA's website, I looked, there's 3 of them, and BGS graded 1, and that's it. So 4 have been graded. And with that, you never know if like one of the BGS or the PSA 8 was cracked and got into a PSA 9 holder. There's 2 PSA 9s on eBay right now. And so like 50% of the cards that have ever been graded are sitting on eBay. That's the first raw one I've seen, and that's kind of how I'm trying to put the set together. I don't want it graded. And I got that one for, I think, a really great price. $51, $60 with taxes and shipped. And that set, the reason I'm putting it together is I found the Rick Smiths to that, and I grew up in Poughkeepsie, New York. Rick Smiths was a center of the basketball team at Marist College, and Marist College also had another great player from overseas, Miroslav Pekarski. And when Rick Smiths got drafted, he went to Indiana Pacers, and they got another international player, Detlef Schrempf. And I kind of followed a lot of the foreign players back in the day. And also when I was younger, I played center. So I always liked the center position. And a lot of the centers were international players. So like Luke Longley from Australia, I believe. George Murison on the Bullets. Zydrunas Ilgauskas from the Cavs, right? So that set has like a lot of the players that I liked back then. By the way, there are like the Giannis is sitting on eBay, right, for $700. I can't buy that. I have never seen like a bunch of the cards. Like I never saw the Detlef Schrempf. I want that card. There's a Yao Ming, right? I don't even know how much that card would cost with Yao Ming collectors because there's just very few of them. I think the big rookie at that time was Andrew Wiggins. I think the most I've seen of like the cards graded are Andrew Wiggins. I think there's like 6 graded of that. So like how many cards are out there of that? I don't know. Like maybe it was a print run of like 20, 30, 40. Probably is not much higher than that. So here are some cards that I slabbed up myself. So here is Zion Mag Pros. I made the labels. And if you take a look at the labels, I kind of got the code colors for the teams on a website. And so this is like the Jets green. So I made those for the borders of whatever color looks best with the card, I thought. So I'm definitely, this is another PC that I'm working on. So I got 1951 Topps Redbacks, Bluebacks, going to try to finish those sets. I got the 1952 to 55 Redmond Tobacco cards, getting those. Global Icons, doing that. And I always pick these up just Hall of Famers or All-Stars that were very meaningful for me when I watched baseball or basketball in the late 80s and 90s. So Zach Thomas, on-card auto. And I try to pick up the cards for the team that the player was most associated with. Oh, here's a thick card too. Lou Brock kind of made a joke there, just as like leather, it says game worn, right? I don't know if it's from a baseball glove or if he wore leather underwear and they chopped that up and he signed that. But these Mag Pros, and this is like what I'm doing here, and just slabbing up these cards, I think they just look great. Jack Morris with the Tiger Orange. Here's not a Hall of Famer, but like if they don't make the Hall of Fame, I put their name, and if he ever makes the Hall of Fame, he won't. But I'll actually change out the label. So I put on these Superior Fit sleeves, and so it doesn't scratch up these cases, because these cases are not cheap, right? They're $3 a piece. So just try to keep the cases in good shape in case if I move cards around. But I put information there, just their name, and if like they made the All-Stars, how many times they made the All-Star team for. And so Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden, I'm definitely going to get those players. So those were big players in the 80s, 90s when I watched baseball. And one of my favorite players, Don Mattingly. This is the Fleer Greats on-card auto. It's a pretty shiny card. It looks a lot better in hand than what it's showing on the camera. And so, like, here's another card. So that's like one thing that I'm going to be doing. I'll kind of talk about this now. For 2025, I got some sets that I'm working on that I talked about. Whenever I see a card for a good deal, I'll always purchase it. I'm looking at very specific cards from, really right now, players that are going to make the Hall of Fame, and trying to get like a really nice card from their rookie year. And not specifically, like, I don't think I want to chase a, just like a base card, right? I think I want to go after something a little bit more special. So, for instance, I'm not going to buy one, but like a Mike Trout card, if I was going to buy one, it wouldn't be just like a 2011 Topps update, right? There's just so many of those base cards out there. And the people that pay PSA 10, the big money for those, are crazy, because like I could either buy like a PSA 10 Mike Trout update, or I could buy a PSA 9 one of the Diamond Anniversaries, which are a lot nicer card in my opinion. Or I could buy like a Topps Gold in a PSA 9 for a lot less than the base PSA 10, right? So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going after some star players from baseball and some basketball. Like I want to get a Joker rookie. I think he's one of the best players ever to play the game, but he's kind of like the Tim Duncan effect, right? Just doesn't get the hobby love. So you could still get some really nice rookie cards of him for relatively cheap for like a modern player. And like, I'm just going to continue. So the Zion Mag Pros, I'm ordering probably 200-300 of those cases because I need different sizes. So with like all these like on-card autos from newer products, I need like 55 point, 75 point, 100 point, 130 point, right? So I'm just buying a bunch of different sizes for the Mag Pros to slab up a lot of the cards. So again, not a Hall of Famer, but Jose Canseco, he is right? The first member of the 40/40 Club. And just the team that he's familiar with, right? With the A's, with the Bash Brothers, and on card autos, right? So I'm looking to just keep on expanding my autograph collection. And I'm not going to spend a lot of money. I'm very careful, right? I spent $15 for this because what's going to happen with Topps getting these contracts and their association with the players, there's players like Barry Bonds who haven't signed in forever. He's signing again for Topps. And the prices of these signed cards are just going to drop and drop and drop. So it's not a good investment, right? But for me, it's fun to get like a $10 Hall of Famer and put it into a slab. This is not a Hall of Famer, but this is like another player. But this is a card I pulled with Andrew McCutchen, but I don't want him in a Phillies, right? I want him in his Pirates jersey, right? So I'm probably going to sell this card and try to buy one in the Pirates and put that in a Mag Pro. So for 2025, I got kind of a checklist of some bigger modern cards, and I'll kind of show you those as I purchase those. Of course, I got some vintage cards from my Hall of Fame rookie card collection that I'm trying to chase. If I ever see like good prices on just just stars from like a 1961 Topps, if I see like a good price in that, I always snatch those up. I'm going to start some binders for some top loaders. And really, I'm not going to grade that much. I got one order that I'm going to send to SGC, but from now on, it's going to be very sparingly how much I grade. So that is what I'm doing now. But in 2 months, if you ask me, I have no idea. I may be just completely changing everything that I do in this hobby. And this is the great part about the hobby is you can just go and change and just come back to things that you put on hold and start collecting something new. And whenever I do that, though, is I never, like a lot of even the ultra modern cards that I have, I still love. And I made some mistakes, of course. But this is something there that there's all these avenues for you to explore. The one thing I'm kind of going to stay away from, though, is things that are just printed the last couple of years. It's just insanity right now. So in the comments below, let me know for 2025, what is your number one goal in collecting this year? So if I had to pick one goal in 2025, and I'm going to try to hold myself to this, I'm going to grade less than 100 cards. All right, so that's my goal for 2025. For how much I grade, though, it's a pretty hard goal to try to limit myself to that. But I'm going to try to stay under 100 cards. So let me know your goal in 2025. And as always, have a great day. Keep on collecting.